Uh, what up, people? This is probably my 7th try. I'm going to be open about that. I'm nervous because I'm right next to a busy street. You got people staring at me. But this is exactly what I signed up for. So why I'm letting that affect me is beyond me. So, episode 6, welcome back. Today's question is, are we afraid of succeeding or failing? Today's question is something that may seem extremely obvious. Something that we may all look at and think, the answer is clear as day. But the reality of the situation is that the closer we are to success, the less control we have over the scenario that we are in. So I think that that's something that we all overlook, is the fact that we're all way more afraid of change than we'll all admit. And if I'm being honest and open with you guys, I miss my family, I miss my friends. The ones that are never coming back. And the further down the road I get towards success, the further from that familiarity and from that nostalgia, from that scent that I once knew, from the people that used to come home and I would be able to run up to them. The further I am from that, the less I feel like I can control whether they're coming back or not. But it's not in my hands anymore. The cycle of life cannot be controlled by anybody. We don't control the ultimate fate of this world. So to stunt our growth in an effort to hold on to the things that we thought we could always keep, it's delusional in a sense. And we're wasting our own time. And the time is just like the traffic that's around us. It just keeps moving. And sometimes it feels like it all stops. But realistically, everything around you just keeps going. Everything around you just keeps ticking. And you cannot control that. And you definitely can't control that if you don't try. If you don't put a shred of effort in because you're afraid of where you'll end up next. That doesn't help you at all. And you need to understand that within these next steps. If you don't get up, it may feel a lot like you're in your comfort zone, but in your comfort zone is exactly where you don't want to be. And realistically, whose time are you wasting? Whose time are you wasting? It's not mine. It's not anybody else's. It's yours. This world is open for you. So if you stop trying because you're afraid, sure, it's scary, but if you stop trying because you're afraid, you're getting nowhere. And the more you fail and the more you fail, the more you ultimately will succeed. But I think the idea of the question runs so deep that a lot of us don't understand it. We're all afraid of success because we're all afraid of change. And yeah, we're all afraid of failing because we're all afraid of embarrassment, the same way that I'm afraid that, I'm embarrassed because you have these rows of traffic passing by. And I'm also really afraid because I can't control those noises that go on around me. What's out of my control scares the shit out of me. And this right now, this is extremely out of my control. But I guess this is immersion therapy, But I just want you to seriously ask yourself that. And understand, am I afraid of the change or am I afraid of falling flat? And both those have holes in the reality of this situation. Change is what you need, and failure is what you need. You need both. You need to fail to change, and you need to change to, have a situation that's comfortable enough to where you can fail and still feel comfortable with it. Ultimately, everything comes full circle. And the only thing that you need to realize is that you can't control shit. Not a single shred of this world is yours to just completely manipulate and shape to your own desire. And yeah, that's fucking scary. And I'm scared, dude. I'll be honest. I'm so scared, and I'm even more scared that the further that I get, the further I get from those people that are never coming back. And I know I already said that, but I don't know if it's really sunk in yet. You know? All this time lost with people that I felt I needed. And the idea that I may succeed without them here. Again, I apologize about the noise. I hope that doesn't turn anybody off from my content, if that's what you want to call this, but I don't know. Like I said, I can't control this environment the same way that I can't control my life. And if I don't try and sit in front of you right now and talk to you about the most random shit off the top of my head, then where am I going to make it? I'm not going to inspire any of you. I'm not going to change anybody's life the same way that I hope to. And as much as, I hate that these people aren't here, that change is what propelled me to want to make any kind of difference for anyone. So if it wasn't for that change that I'm scared of, then I wouldn't have had any success. And if it wasn't for that success, then I wouldn't want to keep trying and keep failing in order to succeed again. And I hope you could see that as much as I'm talking in such a circular pattern, that life is such a circular pattern. Life is just, it's up and down, it's back and forth. It goes in a loop. You cannot control a single thing. But it's worth trying for. And that's the one thing that I know. As much as this world may have hurt me, as much as this world may have made me feel like the confines of my bed and my room are much more comfortable than stepping outside and feeling a single thing. As much as that may be the reality, I understand that I need to get out there, try, fall flat as many times as needed until I reach the ultimate goal, and the ultimate goal is that I can comfortably try, I can comfortably try, I can comfortably sit out here in this wave of traffic with people staring at me and know that no matter what they think about me, no matter how they feel, I'm still me and I'm still comfortable within me, And that's scary in itself. I know I'm just talking gibberish. I know I kind of do this. I know it's loud. But I hope you understand. I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and I hope you honestly can ask yourself, are you afraid of trying and failing? Or are you afraid of succeeding and changing? Honestly, I don't know. And honestly, I may never know. And you may not either. But I'm begging you to do what you can to make the most of this world. To try and try again. Doesn't matter what people think. Doesn't matter what people see. Doesn't matter what stage of the process you are in. Because everything around you is beautiful enough for you to keep trying. Even failure is beautiful in itself. So I guess maybe the moral of all this is don't be scared. I'm saying that from a hypocritical standpoint because I sure am scared as hell that I've got, an expensive camera out here in public and people driving by and looking at me like I'm some random kid that they, look down upon because of whatever reason they want to create, that they want to look down upon me, but it's not my concern, or it shouldn't be. Keep losing where I'm heading, and I hope that you can't see that. I hope that you can't see that, and I hope that on the outside I'm just cool and composed as I can be for someone who's sitting in a bus stop that's open to the public, that has people driving by it every 5 seconds. I want to change. As scary as that is, I want to change. I want to change, I want to grow, and I don't want to stop changing and growing. I want to live. and I hope you do too. And it takes a lot of trying for you to live. It takes a lot of trying for you to love anything about living. And that's the reality of things. That's why so many people just decide to give up, is because it's a hell of a lot easier to give up and sink into this idea that everything's simpler that way. It's a lot easier to just stop, to drop down to your knees and allow the world to swallow you up, to be normal. But the truth is, there are so many people these days that are not normal. And chances are you're probably one of them if you're watching this. Because I wouldn't expect you to be normal if you're sitting here and listening to me talk, you know? But I for sure, I'm not normal. And it takes a lot of trying and a lot of effort to stay unique in a world where they drown out all of your intricacies. In a world where they, create this box that you should and have to live in. But I try. I wake up every single day and I try. And a part of that is this heavy weight of grief. A part of it is the reality that when I wake up, it can feel like absolute shit. But I'm gonna try, I'm not gonna give up. And I hope you do too. And I hope you fail 1,000 times until you realize that you can be comfortable with failing. And I hope you succeed 1,000 times until you realize that you can be comfortable with succeeding and comfortable with that change that comes with it. Don't give up on yourself. Please keep trying, please keep living. Because like I said, living is effort. And you deserve to put that effort in. You deserve to have a life that is worth living. You deserve to try for the most beautiful individual that you know, and that is yourself. Don't stop, keep trying. I know I said it all before, but it's all worth it. And ask yourself, what is it that you're afraid of? Find that root cause and move forward and grow from that and change. Thank you. I appreciate you for listening. Episode 6. Peace out. Yeah, bye.